Hello guys, welcome to my first video on the channel. This is Charlie Spurs N17, or you can call me Charlie. First video, first pop. Well, first things first, you may recognise me from Irish Hotspur, Spurs Talk Show, Hotspur Hood, and of course Tottenham Away. Been on there a couple of times the last couple of weeks, and my journey really started with online presence with Spurs Talk Show at the Luton game. That was the first time I've ever been online, and I got such good response from that I thought, why not do this more? So then I came to Tottenham Away, then I did Irish Hotspur, and then I came to Hotspur Hood. So my journey has been massive, and now I've been on Tottenham Away 3 times. Twice I've been asked. Once I've been asked. Once I asked myself. Once I demanded to go on, and I've had a really good response. So I'm really enjoying this online stuff. So that's why I'm starting my channel, of course. Shout out to Tottenham Away and Irish Hotspur, Spurs Talk Show, and Hotspur 100%. They've really helped me into this. They've really helped me. But first things first, who I am. I'm Charlie. Yeah, I already told you. 16, half Dutch, half English. Spurs fan since I was 8. So before the semi-finals against Ajax, everyone hated me then, man. Because I live in Holland, Amsterdam. Everyone's Ajax supporter. So that was not the best time for me here. Well, more about myself. Yeah, been to 5 Spurs games. I've only seen 1 win, so I'm not that lucky on that. And let's get into this. Okay, first things first. Arsenal versus Chelsea that I'm seeing now. 5-0. 75 minutes played. 75, yeah. 15 more minutes left. They can make this 6 or 7-0. I know they won't. It'll be like 5-0. But now you're going to think, Arsenal has 2 upsets. 2. And now they play Chelsea. They're doing this. So once they come to Tottenham, to White Hart Lane, is this going to be the downfall of Ange Postecoglou's great season? I know it's a bit over-dramatic, but this is a big game. To lose this is not good, because we want to get into Europe, and if we lose 3 out of the next 6 games, we won't even get in. We've got a chance we won't even get into Europe. So that is a scary thought too. First things first, predictions. It's going to be a very open game, and if Porro doesn't start, then we're not gonna even draw. And if Porro does start, I think we will draw, because how Porro helps us on the flanks, how he helps us in defence, which sounds weird because a lot of people say he doesn't defend well, but I think he is not that bad. Second, Udogie's out, which means we have no defensive or attacking stability from the left wing. I know we've got Werner and Johnson, but they play more into the middle, and sometimes they go into the left to do like those balls that go in once in the 5 times. But how Udogie helps us going forward, like his assists, his runs, and all this stuff, and in the defence, he is a block. And to not have that against Arsenal with Saka on that wing, Saka against Davis, yeah, Davis is going to get set up, chopped out, Rabona out. This is not going to be a good game for him. In the second, we've got Basuma, and Basuma has not been living up to standard. I know he isn't the CDM at a 6, but is this really who we want to play against them? I know Højbjerg isn't much better, but should we play Bentancur and Sarr? And that's what I really am thinking. Especially because Højbjerg, good player, yeah, but his passes sometimes, he just plays them out of nowhere, and then they land into the opposing opponent. You know what I mean? That guy, he plays a ball in front of the goal, an opponent intercepts it. It happens twice a match. His balls against Arsenal, those balls against Arsenal, could be a game loser for us. So I say no Højbjerg. Our attack. I know I've said I was pro Timo Werner in at the start, but since that Newcastle game and game before Fulham, all these misses, we can't have this. We need a good player. He's not competing with Son. He's not competing with Johnson. I know people don't like Johnson. He says he's a patchy player. He is. It's his first season here. And he is 21. I know he's 21 and people say, oh, that's old. But when 50 years ago, or 20 years ago, 10 years ago, when you were 21, you didn't even get a shout at the first team. That's why they made under 23s, because there was not really a shout for players under 25, under 23. That's why that's there. So I say give him time. Sonny isn't a striker. I love him to bits, but he isn't a striker. Kulusevski has been poor. Same with Maddison. They've not been creating. Kulusevski, everyone's seeing him. He's not doing well. Our whole team is not playing well enough for this game. That's why I'm terrified. So my predictions for this game. I'm actually dumbfounded. I don't know what to say. Because if I say draw, we'll lose. And if I say win, we'll lose. Everything will lose. So I predict if Porro starts, we'll have a shot at a draw. If Porro doesn't start, we'll lose. And I know it sounds very negative. I love Spurs, but I want to be a realist. But this is just not a situation I want to be in right now. Especially with how our team is playing. I don't know how I feel about this. We've been playing so patchy. And if we have our good form, if we just play well randomly because it's a North London derby, yes, we'll win. But if we play the same as we play against Newcastle, Fulham, or even Brighton, all those teams, we have not performed well. The last time we performed well was in the first 10 games of the season. And I know I'm sounding so negative as my first video. I'm usually super positive, but I want to see us win. And I don't think we'll win with this team, especially with our form we're now in. Lineups. So no Porro or no Doggy. If there's no Porro, Dragusin at the right back. And then we've got the usual two at the back, Romero and Van de Ven. Of course we get Vicario. He is so good, man. And Van de Ven, of course. The back three of Romero, Van de Ven and Vicario has been so good this season. They've been solid as heck, man. Love. But now, left back and right back. I know it's a Dragusin, but I think he'll do it. But he's not going to do it as well as Porro. He's going to be more defensively stable, but not as an attack. So then we get Davis or Emerson Royale. And yeah, I mean, like, they're good for, like, let's say a Sheffield, or they're good for a mid-table side, but they're not good for us. If we want to challenge for the title, as Ange had said, then we have to get more players. Because all these injuries, they're going to happen. So we need to have a team, a bench that can compete with the first team, that you can rotate, like Pep Guardiola does. I know it's only the first season, but I want to see that next season, and like the season afterwards. I'm not going to say Ange. I'm never Ange out, guys. I love Ange to pieces. He is he's the best thing that's happened to Tottenham since Pochettino. Fans are good. All the song, like the guy with the guitar, I forgot his name, but I was at the Luton game and everyone's singing, everyone's having a great time, all singing about Ange Postecoglou, the great manager. This season without Ange, if you think about it, with Ange has done for our team, he has got us into top 4. He's let us be first for 10 games, okay? I know it's not a lot, but first at 10 games, best start ever. Then we got into top 4 for a couple of games. I know we're out, but I'd rather have Europa League, because Europa, that's a whole different conversation, really. I'll have that on another video. We have to go to midfield. Bentancur and Sarr, as I said. Left wing Johnson. Or if Richarlison is fit, left wing Son. But if he isn't fit, left wing Johnson. Then striker Son or Richarlison, you know what I mean. You get the gist. Then right wing Kulusevski. But I don't know how I feel about him because he has not been living up to standards. Maddison central attacking midfielder. Again, hasn't been living up to standards. So maybe we switch that out. I know he has played a bit of right wing at Leicester. Left. So maybe play Johnson right wing, because he is a right wing, and then play Maddison left wing. I know it's a weird shout, and I know it's not the game as a London derby. We should be doing that in pre-season. But if you think about it, our attack has not been clinical. So, guys, that was my thoughts on the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Have a really good one, and come on, you Spurs.